When I first started working with Don Miguel in 1994, and he brought out the 4 agreements, I loved them. I remember keeping them up on my fridge and reading them every day, and like, how do I live my life this way? And one of the visions I had was, how cool would it be if there was a soap opera, and into the soap opera you inserted one person that followed the 4 agreements. And that person absolutely 100% lived the 4 agreements in the soap opera. Because you can see, just by inserting one being, it would mess up everything, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. Because what are soap operas based in? Drama. The more drama, the better. They left me! The kids don't love me anymore. He's, whatever. There's always the drama and the energy. And just by putting one person in there that was going, there's drama. And that was loving, that wasn't taking things personally, that wasn't making assumptions, that was not gossiping, that was being impeccable with their word, and that was always doing their best, that had that sense of inner peace. It would unravel the whole thing over time. Because what's more compelling, really, if you're around a bunch of people that are gossiping and that are doing, and then you feel someone who's really grounded and just genuinely happy from their core, what are you going to move towards? For a while you might keep moving towards the drama because it's familiar, towards the gossip, towards the talking, towards the judging. That's more familiar. But over time you'd be like, what are they doing? What's going on with them? And I could see that over time everyone would start learning the agreements. And then that would probably be the end of the soap opera because everyone would be happy and then it would be boring, right? No, it wouldn't be boring! That used to come up all the time. Well, if I really honored the 4 agreements, then isn't my life going to be boring? If there's not drama and struggle and just the miasma of peopleness in my life, then aren't I just going to be bored? No. You are not. Guess what? You can then be creative about how you want to play with people and really have choice. So any thought that we have of, if I actually lived these 4 agreements and I wasn't playing in the drama of my family or my community or whatever, that means that I would be boring, isn't true. It means you can actually have intimate connections with people, that you can actually feel into what's your truth. And how do you want to play rather than being played? And for most of us, especially when we go back into our family, we end up being played. You know that feeling where you're really clear, you know what you want, you're dedicated to your path, and then you go home. And give yourself, 3 days there, okay? For first 2 days, you can usually hold out and stay centered, but usually by the 3rd day, something hooks you. 15 minutes. For some of us, it's 15 minutes. Something hooks, and you find yourself all of a sudden responding to the people around you as you did when you were a kid. Or you find yourself not able to keep out other people's energy, or feeling swamped, or judging. You find yourself judging. You really don't want to judge. Or you find yourself going into fear, because that's what's happening. Those childhood patterns that we have that get evoked around the holidays, whether you're with your family or not, is an excellent opportunity to look at what still needs to be cleaned inside of you. Because where most of us learned our patterning that we act out today is from when we were kids. It's not like we've come up with new things, really. We like to think we've come up with new things as the adult things, the experiences of our adult world that have ruined us or that have made it difficult. But the truth is that the domestication we took on as kids, what we created inside of ourselves, is simply being replayed over and over again for us as adults. Even if it looks like, no, it's this person, it's my boss, it's my sister, it's such and such, as an adult, you can trace all of them back to experiences you had as kids. All of them. All of them. Even when you're positive it's this person, the reason you're reacting to that person is because something from the past. And my belief about the universe is that the universe is actually trying to help you clean it up. It's not just punishing you by giving you difficult situations. It's going, hey, look, you have a false belief here, and there's pain that's being created. You're suffering. Here's an opportunity again to look at it so you can clean it up. And how we clean it up is by taking responsibility for where's the false belief inside of me? Where's the old agreement? Where's the pattern? And tracing it back to where is this coming from in my childhood? And you don't need to know the specifics. But why I like to support people in going back to their childhood is not to go, where exactly did this happen and who it was to blame, but to just recognize it's not about the present. So you don't even need to know where exactly in the past it is. But if you can feel into, it's not about this present moment. When you go home this holiday season, whether you're with your birth family, whether you're with your spouse's family, whether you end up with a group of friends, whether you're by yourself, to be really conscientious of a couple things. One is to watch as we're gearing up towards the end of December, to Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's Eve, that whole chunk, I see them as all one thing, that there's a lot of buildup. And so to really watch, what does my body do with all the energy that's around me? Do I focus on lack? Do I focus on being upset that it's commercialized? Do I focus on fear of what's going to happen when I go home? Or do I enjoy the energy without being hooked by it? So really watch yourself. Stay really, really open as you're moving towards the end of December in this time now, because December, here we are. How do you respond to things? What do you think about? What arises inside of you? So to keep noticing, writing those things down. Being curious over and over and over again of what arises. And then when you're at home, if you do go home, or if you're by yourself, or if you're with someone else's family, to then be really, again, aware of what is arising. And what can really help using the 4 agreements is if you pick one of them to focus on when you go home, or during this time. And any of them will work. Any of them will work. But having one place to keep going back to, okay, not taking things personally, just took that personally. You'll have the opportunity to unweave a lot of stuff. And to start with, not making any assumptions. The weight we have around the holidays is that you can probably talk about or remember many of the holidays that you've had in the past, because they stick out. Whereas if I said, so what were you doing June 10th, unless that was your birthday, what were you doing for the last 10 June 10ths? You probably wouldn't know. But if I said, what did you do for the last 10 holidays, you could probably trace it back. It may take you some time, but you could probably trace it back. How to put this into words? Because of the energetic of it being a significant time, and we've created it as a significant time, but because a lot of people have created it, this is a significant time of the year, and it means something, there's a lot of weight and assumptions that we put on it.